Alex here. On my channel, I usually talk about college and I usually talk about careers and how to get a good paying career in the six figures. But I also like to talk about digital minimalism. I'm really big on that. I'm really big on minimizing your distractions. I've made a video before in the past on how to eliminate your smartphone and have a dumb phone, or at least turn off your smartphone most of the day while having a dumb phone. Having a dumb phone has really changed my life. And if you want to see that video I made quite a while ago, I think I made that video almost a year ago, you can uh, check my video section on my channel and just scroll, and you'll eventually find that video. And that video talks about basically digital minimalism and what phone I use. Right now, I use a Nokia 6970, which is a little flip phone. Sorry, a Nokia, I believe it's a Nokia 2760. Um, it's a cheap phone. It's like 80 bucks. And basically, it's just this little flip phone that all you do is phone, text. I think it might have Google Maps on there as well. So I usually turn off my smartphone most of the day and I use that. But it's hard to do that sometimes because it doesn't really have all the things that I need in there. I really want a phone that, you know, it can do a lot of the things a smartphone can do, but it doesn't have a browser. And the light phone is one of these phones that does that. It can basically do a lot of things a smartphone can do, but it won't have a browser and your normal distractions where you can watch videos and stuff like that. It takes away those distractions. Like you can't download apps like YouTube, etc. So it's really, really good. So I'm going to show you the light phone here. And if you use my link in the description and pin comment, you can get $300 off the Light Phone 3. So if you guys struggle with ADHD, if you guys struggle with getting things done, if you find yourself scrolling on your phone or scrolling on one of your electronics and you just cannot stop and your whole day goes by, some people have a big addiction to their phone. Some people have a big addiction to social media. So you might have a big addiction to YouTube. So if you are addicted, I would highly recommend getting a dumb phone or like a semi-smartphone. So I'm going to show you the Light Phone 3. There's plenty of dumb phones out there that you can get for really, really cheap, although I think this one is worth the money. I have it pre-ordered myself. I have this 100% pre-ordered, and I will be receiving it in February. So I look forward to that. I do still use an iPhone, but I try to keep it off a lot of the times. And I also have my flip phone too. So I hope once I get this phone, I can actually just eliminate my smartphone altogether. I hope it can just be a replacement, but we'll see. So I'm going to show you the phone that I have pre-ordered, and I did a lot of research, which smartphone, not smartphone, which like semi-smartphone slash dumb phone would be the best phone for me. What can give me some extra features, but not have me mindlessly on it all day. All right, guys, so this is the Light Phone 3. And as you can see, there are things on here that are that have a little more things than a usual dumb phone has. Now, still, you have no browser and you can't install third-party apps. And those are you can't play games, obviously, which is a huge distraction. You can't download like YouTube or TikTok or any of that, which can be distractions as well. And you can't have a web browser, which is in my opinion, the number one distraction is a web browser. So the things you have on here is phone. You can call and text, obviously. You need those two things. You have an alarm, which is useful. A lot of dumb phones, some of them won't have alarms. You have directions. So having Google Maps, honestly, that's where a dumb phone kind of sucks sometimes, is you don't have directions. So GPS is very big. Having access to like Google Maps or Apple Maps is a big thing that I think dumb phones should have. If you truly want to eliminate your smartphone, you still need maps. Music, so you can argue music is a distraction, but at least it's not a visual distraction. Some people need music to focus. So I think it's actually a plus having that on here. And this phone will also have podcasts. So you'll be able to download podcasts straight from like Apple Podcasts and other sources. So once again, you can debate that that's a distraction, but it's not a visual distraction. You can actually listen to it and not be distracted. You can actually listen to it and get other things done. Because when I try to listen to like a video podcast, what I try to do is, okay, I won't watch the video, right? And I won't watch the video and I'll try to listen to it while I do other things. And then all of a sudden I start watching the video a little bit, and then boom, an hour goes by and I watch the video the whole time. So just having the audio version is a big, big help. So on this thing, you can still do audio, music, and podcasts, basically. You can also do notes and calendar, which I think are two big things. You need a calendar, and I think notes are very useful, because what if you want to take notes on your phone, something important? Let's say you're out and about, you remember to jot something down, right? So I think most dumb phones don't have a notes feature. So this having a notes feature, I think is really, really cool. And the phone design is just awesome. It's like, it's a little wide, but it's actually taller than it looks right here. I know you guys are probably thinking this is small, but it's actually a little taller in person than it looks. So it's actually a pretty cool phone. I love the design, actually. It's like a little pocket phone. It's probably a little wider than you would think. See here, learn more. And this will take us to the other page here. So as you can see, it's much taller than you thought it was. It is a bit wide, but it still fits in your hand pretty well. It's like almost like an iPhone Max, kind of wide a little bit, but it's still pretty small because the height is not that big. So once again, this is probably the best dumb phone that has ever been created. You can kind of call it a semi-smartphone with the audio features, but it is basically the best dumb phone that's ever been made. It's made with absolute amazing materials. I believe it's an all-metal phone. It's got fingerprint ID, 5G, which is actually kind of rare for a dumb phone. Most dumb phones have 4G. So it's got a lot of great stuff. It has a camera, which I'm assuming will be a pretty good camera. Does it have a selfie camera? It probably does, but I'm not sure. Overall, it's made with really good materials. Remains outrage says, with software, we will continue to support our products as long as we can, and we work to improve repairability with an accessible battery and easier to replace screen and USB port. So you can replace the battery, which is a big thing. So let's say you do want to keep this phone 10 years. One great thing about this company and dumb phones in general is if you want to keep this phone for 10 years, guys, you can replace the battery like every 3 or 4 years and have a brand new battery, because we know batteries degrade, right? You use your Samsung or your iPhone, and after like a year and a half, 2 years, you're like, oh, my battery sucks. And that is the case. Like with my iPhone, I replace the battery every 2 years, and I try to get a new phone every 4 to 5 years because the battery does suck after a couple of years. Now, with this, you can actually replace the battery and keep it for like up to 10 years. You can't really keep a Samsung or iPhone 10 years, or even 6 years for that matter. I'd say the most you can keep one of those is like 5 years, and you're really pushing it. I try to keep mine 4 to 5 years, but that's like the maximum. And the reason for that is these big companies like Apple, Samsung, they actually send software updates to your phone that it makes it more buggy on purpose, so you buy a new phone. So it's called planned obsolete. Like they make your phone bad on purpose after like 4 years. So, and they want you to buy a new one. All of these big companies partake in that type of thing. So that's another thing to consider. If you want to keep this phone 10 years, this is built with materials to really last for 10 years, as long as you replace the battery. Look at this. This is just a beautiful shot right here. Honestly, they have a great marketing team, because this is just a great picture. So look at I love the text screen. Look at that. That's a really good text window. I like the dark theme. I'm really, really into dark themes with white text. So that is literally perfect. And that is one of the pictures that sold me on this phone. The phone itself is unlocked. So like I said, you can use it with any carrier, I believe, any major carrier. I'm not sure it works with all of them. And a big improvement from the Lite Phone 2 is I think this phone can be used internationally. So if you go international, this phone will still work, I believe. It depends on your It depends on your company's international services, but it should still work compared to the Light Phone 2 that didn't work internationally. So custom matte display. Look at this gorgeous audio music right here. Like I love the black and white interface. I love simple user interfaces, and this thing is just gorgeous with the black and white interfaces. It's very easy to read. Also, I believe this one comes with a new, yeah, well, it comes with a OLED screen, which is amazing. That's one of the reasons this screen looks great is it has an OLED screen compared to the Light Phone 1 and 2, which has an e-ink screen. Now, I think e-ink is great for e-readers like Kindle and Kobo and all that. But the thing with a phone is you're going to be scrolling pretty fast on a phone, and e-ink is very laggy. So I think they had the right idea with e-ink. I think it's just not very well executed on a phone because e-ink screens are very laggy. And if you're scrolling and it's taking forever, that's just not going to be very ideal. So I do think OLED screens are the best for a phone, very high quality. So they have upgraded there. Oh, and this actually has hotspot, which is another very rare dumb phone feature. So if you're at a coffee shop and you have your laptop and you don't have access to the Wi-Fi, this does have hotspot, which is really, really cool. It's got a timer, directions, basically all the things that you would need. You know, like I said, you could consider podcast and music a distraction, right? But I actually like that. I like that it has audio things that you can listen to. What I consider more distractions are visual distractions, right? Access to videos, access to a web browser, you know, those are much more distracting because not only are they taking your ears, but they're also taking your eyes. You can multitask with just hearing something, right? It's hard to multitask if you're like watching a video. Very difficult. Overall, this is a great phone. Like you said, you can see here it's made purely of metal, very high quality. Like I have no doubts that this phone would last probably very close to a decade if you actually wanted it to. You know, very pocket-sized device here. And once again, guys, I am not this big YouTube. If you're seeing my videos for the first time, right? Because this is a different video I make than usual. I don't really do much editing on this video. It's straight, and all my videos are unscripted. You know, I am showing you this web page without a script. I am showing you my honest opinions on this phone. I have, Light Phone's never contacted me to make a video. This is my honest thoughts. I have pre-ordered this phone myself with my own money, and I look forward to getting it. So I researched Dumbphones for a very long time. I finally decided on this one because it does have some features that I like, right? You can still use directions, right? It has a touch screen. It has an OLED screen. And if you really want podcasts and music, I think that helps you eliminate your smartphone even further if you really wanted a complete smartphone replacement. Like these little tiny flip phones that are like $100 or less, like it's hard to replace your smartphone entirely because they don't exactly have the features, some of the features that you need. You got hotspot, podcasts, music, calendars, notes. This thing can basically do everything, and it eliminates the premium distractions, which are visual things like games and games and videos, and it eliminates a web browser, which I believe is the number one distraction, right? We, research things, go to different websites, Google search, you can just get endlessly lost on like TikTok. You can get endlessly lost on a web browser, and this thing eliminates that. So if you want a true smartphone replacement, you might think this thing is really, really pricey. But obviously this thing is built with extremely premium materials. As you can see, it looks full of metal, very premium. And I think $500 is a very reasonable price. Sorry about that. I think $500 is a very very reasonable price for this. With my link in the description, it is $500. The normal price is actually $799. So, like I said, compared to a smartphone, which the prices have gone up on smartphones, guys. I think the iPhone Pro is like $1,300 to $1,400 now. If you want like 256 gigabytes of storage. And a Samsung premium phone is like $1,200 now. Like they've gotten really expensive. So, the MSRP on this is $800. With my link, it'll be $500. I can't wait to try this phone out myself in February. I'm actually really, really looking forward to it. And I will decide once I get it in February if I want to get rid of my iPhone basically forever. So, because my iPhone is due for an upgrade next year, I've had it for 4.5 years now without upgrading. So, basically, I will decide next year if I want to just keep this phone permanently and just not have a pure smartphone, which I'm hoping to do. I'm hoping this will eliminate my smartphone. But anyways, guys, if you struggle with distractions, I would look into it. If this one's too expensive for you, you can research other dumb phones. There's like $100 flip phones you can buy. A lot of different things that you can get. The dumb phone market is like getting more and more popular because people are addicted to their smartphone. They're trying to break the habit. They're trying to break the social media habit. They're trying to basically minimize their phone usage. So the dumb phone market is just getting more and more popular. So do your own research if this phone's too expensive for you and try to find a phone that will best suit your needs. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate any time you guys watch. Please like and subscribe and comment if I helped you in any way or if you liked the video. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. Take care.